So, ladies and gentlemen, when you're voting in this election cycle, if nothing else, think of this poor face right here. Think of this poor little... Oh, she's so cute. She's like, I don't care about this YouTube video, and I don't care about Donald Trump. Actually, what my sister told me was that she liked Rand Paul, you said, and then Carson, Cruz, and Rubio were her other choices, right? But you said she had no reaction to Donald Trump, right?
No, she didn't.
Not even a negative reaction?
No, she was just like, what's going on? Watching the screen. She had no idea. It was like, what is this thing? Because keep in mind, she's probably never seen a TV before.
Okay, so...
Ow! Sorry.
Did she have a negative reaction to any of the candidates? So...
No.
So Camila's top choices were Cruz, Rubio, Paul, and Carson. And I mean, even, like, if nothing else, think about little puppies like these. And I know it's appealing to the shallow. At the same time, even the, for lack of a better term, even the non-human populations, such as cats, dogs, and ferrets, are affected by this election. I know that sounds bad. At the same time, you got to consider that, too, because pretty much in an economy like this, everything from the microeconomics to the macroeconomics is affected. And, hey, if you're thinking about buying a cute puppy like Camille, then you're going to want to consider who you vote for, too. And trust me, a guy who would tax people like crazy, who would have higher tariffs, who would support Obamacare, although he claims that he doesn't now, you might just want to think about that, especially when you are trying to help out small businesses, including, of course, the small businesses of breeders who really are trying to breed puppies, not just for the sake of puppy mills or anything, but because they really do love dogs, and they do want to give pets to people who want to give pets good homes. And as far as Donald Trump otherwise, for example, and this is probably one of the more recent developments, if you want someone who would like to basically, for lack of a better term, violate another Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, you go right ahead and vote for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is going to violate that GOP pledge, like, for lack of a better term, like the Nazis violated the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. And unfortunately, people are being fooled by Donald Trump in the same way that they were fooled by, and I hate to use this name, frankly, by Hitler. And, I mean, it's a damn shame that people would be willing to vote for someone just because he seems charismatic, he is rich, and, unfortunately, think about this, too. Just think about this for a minute, too. Both claim to be Christians when they weren't. In fact, you'll be surprised to find out what Hitler said later about Christianity if you Google it. And for lack of a better term, it was just not very nice. And it was also, by the way, anti-Semitic. And as far as Donald Trump, he has admitted that he has never asked God for forgiveness. And Donald Trump, by the way, keeps a copy of some of Hitler's speeches by his bed, or at least he did when he was married to the wife whom he had raped. And it's just a lot to think about. You know, you don't, on the smaller level, you don't want to vote for a guy who's pretty much going to mess up even the smaller things in terms of the microeconomics of the United States. And you certainly don't want to vote for a guy who's going to mess up on a, grander scale, who's going to, God forbid, who's basically going to make the Great Depression and what was happening in Europe. You don't want someone who's going to make the Great Depression and the Holocaust, excuse my language, look like piddles. So you really have to think about these things. And as I said, it's not just on it's not just on a micro scale where issues that are seemingly shallow, such as helping, even pet breeders, and pet breeders, do tend to run small businesses and do tend to, well, breed puppies or cats or whoever. It's not just the small businesses and the small business owners and everything else in regards to the microeconomics of the United States. It's in regards to, someone like Donald Trump, who, like the Nazis of back then, would take advantage of a terrible economic situation and try to be all charismatic and, make America great again. And by the way, if you have done your research and you've been paying attention to the news, you'll find out that Make America Great Again was actually a slogan used by white supremacists. So, just think about that. Just think about the grander scale, both, of course, the macroeconomics, and, of course, the people who would be getting blamed for some of the macroeconomics by, again, someone who would take advantage of the situation to single out groups for his own racist and anti-Semitic reasons.